All right, welcome in. Welcome back to a nice Victory Monday.
My favorite.
I thought those were going to be hard to come by in the second half of the season.
I mean, all Jaguar fans probably had the same thought process going into Sunday. 4 starters out, not really real confident in our passing game. We're not really committed to the run game. We give up 26 points in the fourth quarter. It's going to be a great Sunday at the bank.
I was shocked. I had zero expectation going into that game. I think I was at peace with us going, 7-10, 8-9, and that and just calling it a season. I was actually here. We're at Strings in Jack's Beach, and I was here, and I was watching it, and I was like, "There's no way they're gonna keep this up. They're gonna crack. They're gonna do it to us again. They're gonna jag us again and get all the way to the fourth quarter and collapse." And there was none of that.
No,
there was none of that. They really showed up. What do you think, Schmitty?
I think we
In
saw
the new jacket, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Check out Miss Nancy if you ever come down.
Miss Nancy has got
Miss
the gear.
Is the best saleswoman in the world.
This is my
She will
victory
fleece you at
jacket.
anything.
Smitty's wife, don't hurt him.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you think? How did you feel?
I think we saw everything we needed to see out of them on Sunday. However surprised you may have been, we saw just about everything we needed to see to make us feel better, to give us hope for a postseason run. We saw the weaknesses addressed. We saw people step up. We saw a well-called game. The game plan was clearly solid. I mean, really, we couldn't be happier.
No.
As any kind of reasonable Jaguars fan, you could not be happier with that result.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to our Victory
Reasonable
Monday.
Fans? Oh, man,
Cheers,
that's a
boys.
lot.
Yeah, my initial thought on that game was, like I said, I had no expectations going into the game. I thought we'd lose like 30, let them score like 37 points on us. I was saying that all week. Although I did talk to somebody, we were just talking about the Duval versus Shaw podcast. I did talk to a Chargers media member from Locked On Podcast Network, and I told him, I said, we have the recipe to beat you guys. It's whether or not we're going to execute and do it.
Right.
I said, we can run the ball on you, I think, and we should, on paper, be able to get to Herbert often. And I didn't think they would, unfortunately, but they did. And that was the key to success. And they dominated the time possession in the game.
Yes.
Like I said, they got after Herbert. We saw, we'll talk about the specific players, but we ran the rock like crazy 47 times. And I'm cool, by the way, running it 50 times every game. I'm okay with Trevor Lawrence being game manager and calling it a day if we play like that, because not only is I think the recipe to beat the Chargers, I think that's the recipe for success on this team. Run the rock, be able to take advantage of mismatches against the offensive line, and I'm just really, really pleasantly surprised that we still get to be excited going into the second half of the season. It wasn't a give up the whole season, because other Jags teams that would be the case.
Well, I think that's the first place that you got to start with. You got to give the flowers, if you will, to Coach Cohen and his staff.
Is that your game ball?
For me, no. Tootin's my game ball.
Okay.
There's no way around that. Tootin's getting the game ball. For me, anyways.
Yeah.
But Coach Cohen, the staff, the scarring that we have as Jaguar fans is that we were waiting for it to lay down, and they did the polar opposite of that and showed us that there's a lot of fight left in this group and this team. And it's something to be excited about, to see as the schedule now flips to our favor the rest of the way, where we have played a lot of teams with a winning record. We are now going to play teams with losing records.
100%. My game ball, I think, for the first time this season, I'm going to do this. I'm going to give everybody on the team a game ball. And I think it was a full team effort. I think most importantly, Liam Cohen and the rest of the coaching staff really got these guys ready to play. And it wasn't, like you said, like laying down. Like, as a Jaguar fan, it's more of like this aw shucks, mentality where like,
Lord.
here it comes, the mock drafts in November.
Right.
It's like, I was already starting to do mock drafts, and I was like, this is not good.
Well,
I don't know.
And we don't have a first round pick.
Yeah,
so.
you don't have a first round pick. So that's why it was so important to win this game. And I think, I think the coaching staff really did a good job. And I think from top down the whole season, this team's been mentally tough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not a lot of other teams can give up a collapse like they did against the Texans and come back and play their best game of the season.
I mean, the best game we've seen out of
a quality opponent. Opponent. The Chargers are no slouch. They're 7-3. They're worse.
They're now 7-4.
7-4.
Now 7-4. They were 7-3, playing great. Their defense was rocking. Just Herbert was an MVP candidate.
Darn.
We played our best football of the season when our back was put against the wall. And Liam Cohen said it. He's like, we play our best when we're pissed off.
Yeah.
If you look at the first, 4 or 5 games,
that's my kind of party.
First 4 or 5 games of the season, we played pissed off. We
Something
played
to prove.
And I'm excited to hopefully keep that track going. But yeah, that would be me. I would say the whole team, everybody gets, top down, the organization gets game ball. Schmitty, what say you?
Yeah, I think that's fair. For me, like you were already kind of hinting at it. For me, it's Liam Cohen, and I can even say the whole coaching staff.
Right.
But specifically Liam Cohen, because I think he called an incredible game on offense. I think defense, Coach Camp, I don't know what he told those guys, man, but he got them ready to go.
Baby. Box it and sell it.
Yeah, man. Like
that was defense was gonna get 40 points hung up on him.
Yeah.
I was shocked.
I was worried we were going to see Keenan Allen and Ladd McConkey and Quentin Johnston and Gadsden. Who knows, man? I was like,
I promise you, in my section, the name Ladd McConkey came out of my mouth more than I ever wanted to say. His name. I was like, here we go. It's Ladd McConkey time. Here we go. It's my Ladd McConkey.
Hey. Where were these guys during the game? You know what I mean? Quentin Johnson, I thought was going to kill us. Also something to keep in mind, too. Greg Newsome, who we didn't really think was playing that great, went out in this game.
Down.
We had Braswell in most of the game.
Yeah.
And where did you hear one time Ladd McConkey's come up?
Right.
Keenan Allen had that one great catch.
Yeah.
It's like, what else did
on
he
the
play?
But it was one of the few times we didn't
kinda
get pressure on the quarterback.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. It's a full team effort. Great win.
Coached well.
Very surprising, I think, for a lot of the fan base. I don't think anybody thought this was going to go this way, and that's kind of
How
what the
could
NFL is. The NFL is
any given Sunday.
So
not for long.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see if they can kind of hold up. They got a tough. We'll talk at the end about Arizona, but they got to keep it going. But
Absolutely.
let's get into 3 up, 3 down. So 3 up. Actually, this week
3 up and 3 way up.
So here's the good news: we did 3 ups and 3 3 downs and 3 further downs before when they got dominated against the Rams. I'm happy to announce we're doing 3 up and 3 further up because we dominated. So we don't have to talk shit about anybody. So I'm happy about that. All right. So the first 3. So let's do one at a time again. So who is your coach? Who's your first just stock up?
Mr. Tootin. How do you say his first name? Bashar Tootin.
Yep.
Awesome. When we drafted him, we talked about how explosive he was, how dynamic of a player he was. And to this point, he had kind of been a touchdown thief. Travis had done all the work, and then next thing you know, he's standing in the end zone. He did a ton of the work.
He did some work this weekend.
Would you say, let me just clarify this. Would you say this would be your further up, or you're just
No, he's spotlight 1. He's the first up.
I say we cascade then. Yeah, let's do that.
So for me, the toss cutback stuff that they were doing.
I love that toss counter.
Yeah.
And
who
so
used to run that was
Coach Spurrier used to run it.
Well, no.
Freddie T was a big proponent of that.
You know who also ran it? Guess one name that ran that a ton in college, in Stanford. Who liked to run that? Jim Harbaugh used to like to run that.
Yeah,
nice.
So
that might have been a professional courtesy. Like we can do that too.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed him. And I enjoyed the commitment to running the ball. I enjoyed watching the O-line get excited.
O-line.
Yes.
Because they knew they were in control.
Yep.
And anytime you can run the ball 47 times for almost 200 yards, you're going to have a good day.
Yeah.
And the control, we had the ball almost the entire third quarter. And that's demoralizing in the NFL.
But yeah, Tubin, I think, had an unbelievable game. I would say he's my number 1 as well. Like that the spotlight 1. I think Tubin. Here's where I'm going to come with Tubin. I was never a big fan, and it's no shade to him, but But I didn't buy the hype like everybody else did when we picked him, because I think everybody was like, I think it was my feelings were hurt because I was like, I love ETN too much. I'm an ETN truther, and everybody's trying to push Tootin into the number one spot. So I gave him a lot of flack early in the season, but the more and more you get this guy the football, he runs low,
Yep.
he runs hard, he runs fast. Coming into the NFL, his big thing was ball control,
Ball security,
not
security.
fumbling the football.
Yep.
And knock on wood, he's been doing a great job. So if you have a 1-2 punch with what Liam Cohen's offense is trying to do with running the ball,
Yeah.
I mean, we're not even talking about Bretton Strange. We're not even talking about BTJ.
Yeah.
Anton Harrison wasn't in this game.
Nope, none of those guys played.
So I'm pleasantly surprised too, and really stepped up. Schmitty, who's your first one?
So, maybe being a little bit redundant because I just gave him the game ball, but it goes hand in hand with everything you're talking about, and that's Liam Cohen.
Yeah.
Because I love the fact how much we ran it, how many times we ran the ball. It's like, oh, we're playing against hardball? Well, we're going to hardball him. We're just going to run the hell out of this thing because we can. For some reason, we can.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. So they were ranked. We're talking to Charger guy earlier in the week. So they were ranked 12th in
Run defense.
And rush defense. Sorry, and but they were giving up something like 4.5 yards a carry.
Hey,
so I think teams just
we'll take that.
Teams just weren't running on, running against them. And I saw the Giants beat them on the run in the run game, specifically with their quarterback with Dart. That was like his first game. Washington their running back had like a career day against them.
Yeah.
So I knew they could run it on him, but yeah, give it up to Liam Cohen because not only do I think he's tapped into the emotional side of this team.
Yes.
I think more than that too. Not actually. I think it's mostly like the psychological thing. I think I give him the advantage there, but also schematically though, he's figuring out. Like even Trevor put on the wristband this week too.
Yeah.
So he's starting to figure out. Okay, what do these guys do well? Where do they need help?
How can we fix a problem?
Fix a problem?
Why are we not getting out of the huddle?
Simplify things.
The only time Liam Cohen showed any emotion on Sunday, other than positive interaction with his guys, was down on the goal line. We had to burn a timeout. We were trying to get in a wild jag, and we couldn't get out of the huddle. And he was livid about why can't we get out of the huddle? Why can't we repeat the play call?
Yeah.
Why can't we do that? And those are all coach pet peeves, no matter what level you're playing. You got pop water guys that can't get brown right, power right, and they screw it up. They can't play telephone. And so to see him have that emotion, but he also saw him all game. He was like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Do you know where he also had emotion, which I loved seeing late in the game? So all the backups are in right now. Mullins in, Quinn Allen's in, and it's like I think it was a third down, and they didn't get it, and he was literally under the play sheet. He's like MFing. He's like fuck. You could tell he was telling Mullins to tell the offensive line get a fucking push,
done.
and we're getting this fucking first down. run down their fucking throat, and Quinn Allen popped off
right
like 10 yards on
Yes.
fourth
And
and
he
one or whatever.
was pretty close to getting free.
So he's got this team ready to run through a brick wall. And the best part about this week, and I think we talked about it before the podcast briefly, 0 offensive penalties.
0 penalties.
We did not beat ourselves on offense this week.
Beautiful.
Travis
Can I get an
Etienne.
amen?
Travis Etienne talked about that as well.
Amen.
He said, it's nice not to have a penalty.
We didn't beat ourselves, and that's something we couldn't even evaluate this team, especially on the offensive side, because we didn't know. Same thing with Trevor. He's third in forever because of a false start or a holding or illegal formation,
illegal motions.
We've done this so many times to ourselves where we're just skidding through the regular season because of these penalties, and we're not really showing our true potential. God forbid we get healthy and we don't beat ourselves.
Oh boy!
I think we showed some potential here on Sunday.
Off, you know what I mean?
What are you saying there, Connor? That we're going to be pretty good? Is that what you're saying?
They got to be consistent more than anything.
Yeah.
Consistency is the name of the game. When you look at the best teams over the last couple of years, the teams that don't beat themselves, you look at the Chiefs who had won going into this season, they had won 19 straight one-possession games. Those are the things that separate the average teams from the good teams and the good teams from the great teams.
Yeah.
The great teams in the NFL find a way to score in the fourth quarter and stop the other team from scoring. The average teams go back and forth and they get into scoring contests. The horrible teams just lay down.
Right.
And
And
we've
Coach,
unfortunately been a part of way more laying down than we've been in any others. But we have seen stretches. We've been a part of stretches where you've seen Trevor execute. You've seen the defense execute. This past game was the first game, and I can remember in a long time. I was talking to Brent Martineau about this as he was leaving today. I couldn't remember the last time we dominated from start to finish.
Yep.
And then he said, "When's the last time we had a 19-point lead in the fourth quarter 2 weeks in a row?"
right there you
And I
go.
was like, "Ooh, I don't know."
Probably been a while.
I thought about this morning, and I said, it really sucks we laid down against the Texans in that fourth quarter, because right now we would have talked about them.
We've been 7-3 in the driver's seat.
7-3
Man.
in the driver's seat,
Colts
Mhm.
having to play us twice.
right on the Colts'
Titans
heels.
having to play us twice.
We playing our best football.
Get the Jets.
If it wasn't for that one quarter,
There you go.
we were playing
And
5 out of the last 6 best quarters of the season
and so
with a banged up team.
Yeah.
with the IR club, I saw somebody tweet that out.
Yeah.
We beat you with the IR team.
Yeah. Hey, and I think that all comes back to a great week of coaching, a great season of coaching. But man, this week they lit some fire under their asses between everything, eliminating
Again,
the
whatever they
penalties.
said, let's bottle it up and sell it.
Yeah, man, the play
100%.
calling, all of it was beautiful.
So let's go to number 2. So who's your second stock up?
Jacoby Myers.
Hell yeah.
Yes,
That's
sir.
nice.
Jacoby Myers
Yes,
is
sir.
going to become his security blanket. And
Love it.
it's 3rd and 13, and they go to the guy that's been with us for 11 days. That's all you need to know right
Yep.
there. If you don't know football, if you don't understand chemistry, if you don't understand an in-breaking route, all you need to know is the new guy got the call. They threw into the blitz.
More than
It's
once.
absolute dime.
Yeah.
He breaks a tackle, and he goes for 21 on 3rd and 13. That's a wide receiver. That's what we're looking for.
Hell yeah.
That's what we've been missing. Now give me Brenton Strange. Give me BTJ on the outside doing the things that BTJ does on top of Parker Washington and our running game, and I will go to war with those guys.
Absolutely.
100%. I think Jacoby Myers does a lot for this team, and a lot for Trevor, honestly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think you had so many. We talked about this before. We had so many young guys in this locker room, especially specifically in the wide receiver room.
Yep.
To start the season, and they were asking BTJ to be the leader,
Mhm.
which maybe he'll come into. You know what I mean? But it's only his second year. Like the guy, how mature were you when you were 23 years
Yeah.
old or whatever? You know what I mean? Like,
Still waiting.
Yeah.
Still
were
waiting.
you leading a wide receiver room in the NFL? Probably not. So, like, I think we got to give BTJ a little bit of grace going forward. And I think he's going to show up once he's healthy. But I think Jacoby, what he does is brings in that pro mentality where not only am I going to do the right things before, after, and during practice,
Mhm.
I'm going to do the right things during the game.
Yeah.
And I'm going to compete. And you saw him talking shit again. So now he's not going to get traded to another team where he has to. Did you see that, by the way, when we got traded here? He's like, I think I was talking shit to like Newsom or something.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was talking crazy to some guys. So, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
But anyways, I think he's really good for this team in more ways
Absolutely.
than one. And I think it's only going to get better, and they're going to re-sign him.
Yep.
And
That's what I was about to say. I said, go ahead and get him that extension, man. Like, as soon as it makes sense, go ahead and break him off.
Yeah.
Shout out
Hold
to
him
the
on.
Jags fans. They've kind of compared him to Marvin Jones Jr. I'm going to take it a step further. Whatever Marvin brought to the club, I think it translated to Christian Kirk and then
Yeah.
Evan Ingram. Kind of, those two led the receivers
Mhm.
to grow and to do more and practice. I watched Evan Ingram's entire pregame routine, tennis balls, shaded glasses, working on his eye focus and hand coordination, all those kind of things. Having Jacoby Myers resets that room, and the pecking order now is probably the way it should be. Where if we had a healthy Travis Hunter, if we had a healthy BTJ, now everybody's kind of following this guy's lead, learning how to run routes better, learn how to be a pro's pro, to where on 3rd and 13, everybody in the building knows it's going to that guy. But if they covered that guy, this guy's going to be wide open.
Exactly.
We're going to throw him the ball.
We're not putting 100% of the weight on BTJ's shoulders or 100% of it on Travis Hunter's shoulders.
God willing, we'll get to see him this week, and hopefully our scheme and those kind of things will be even better because we have him.
Yeah, he's really important to this, I think, team as a whole on offense. Let me ask you a question, kind of off topic, but when Travis does come back next season,
Mhm.
and we do sign Jacoby, you have BTJ at the X.
Yep.
Well, let's say
No, he's the X.
whatever.
He's the X.
Whatever.
100%.
We'll say
Outside.
BTJ.
BTJ is an X.
You
And
got Parker in
Jacoby.
the slot, and then you got Jacoby on the outside.
Correct. So Jacoby would be
Hunter.
the Z,
Yeah.
and the Z is the mover. He's the one that does all the in-cut things. The
Mhm.
Y would be Brenton Strange, and then
Mhm.
whatever he calls his third wide receiver is Parker Washington.
But
Yeah.
my
And
point
then
is,
Travis Hunter becomes the other guy.
that's my point. So, are you? Because I thought about this the other day. I was like, you know what? Now that we have Jacoby going forward, I'm fine. And this is how I thought they should have done it anyways to start it.
He should start at corner, never
Start
come
at
off
corner,
the field.
never
on
come off the
defense,
field on defense,
And
and
then-
plug them in spots.
and be packaged.
And to be honest with you, I think a rotation of those 4 guys, I'm cool with. The NFL's a long season. These guys are going to get hurt. And if you have a fresh foursome of BTJ, Jacoby Myers, a Parker Washington who's just turned on, showing people what he can do with his opportunity,
Mhm.
and Travis Hunter, who's only going to get better. Tell me a better four wide receivers in the league.
Hey, and let's not forget we have 11 draft picks. Maybe we add another young receiver who's going to be our 5th guy
Maybe.
to learn from Jacoby. We could add him
Maybe.
late, 6th, 7th round?
Yeah,
Who knows?
Maybe a
Somebody that flies under the radar.
6'6" kind of guy.
Yeah, we grill him.
Big monster target.
Yeah.
Let's go for it. Yeah, or I don't know. Maybe they hold on to Tim Patrick. Probably not. Maybe we add that later
Another guy
receiver.
who played well.
Yeah, I think that's a good one. So,
Yeah.
all right, so let's go forward though. So, Jacoby was your second one as well.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Who's your third stock up?
For me, the O-line, baby. The O-line.
Whole
The
line.
War Daddies. The Hoggies.
We
The
got to
big
call
hog
out
mollies.
a couple of the individuals on the
We-
O line.
We
Hainsey.
barked at them and we
Yes.
called them out,
Yep.
and you couldn't get a first down, and you've given up umpteen 26 sacks.
I thought Walker a little answered the bell.
He showed
I
up.
think especially he's been, if you look statistically,
It's a tough one.
he
Lots of syllables.
yeah, he's been pretty good at run game this year. And
Yes.
it's when he's
And that's what he was good at.
When he's-
His highest
Yeah.
grade was on stuff.
when he's forced to pass block a ton,
He's not good at it.
he's
Yeah.
not good.
It's kind of funny. He's good in the run game, and Anton's better in the pass game.
Yes.
So it's kind of funny
Yes.
how that works out. But he did show up for
Right.
sure.
I thought he played better. I thought McCarr balled out almost, and that interior offensive line did a lot of dirty work. I thought
Hainsey was awesome.
Hainsey was great. I thought
Hainsey was
Cole Van
great.
Lannon
man.
was awesome.
Cleveland had some great
So-
reps.
Cole Van Lannon had to start a
Yeah.
right tackle because
Started.
Anton didn't play. By the
Right.
way, this team has Khalil Mack. I'm not sure
Yeah.
where Khalil Mack.
He showed up
played,
one time in the whole game, like wrecked one play, maybe, right? And he's
So-
a Hall of Famer
and
in
Cole
my
Van
eyes.
Lannon is a jumbo tight end, second, third
Yeah.
string tackle.
He might need to be our right tackle in that, like you've been asking for. Maybe number 77 needs to move the left
Hey, it was a
tackle.
great audition.
We'll see. I
It
think
was a great audition
I
for it.
think regardless, though, the offensive line, we talked about their depth.
Mhm.
Even Chuma Odoga, I thought he played pretty good,
Right.
too.
He
If
came
you
in
look
for a
at-
few snaps
he
at
came
left
in-
guard, right?
Yeah, and he did some jumbo stuff, too. And at the end, with him and Hainsey on that last touchdown
Yeah.
run
Right.
with ETN to really finish it. I
Oh,
thought
yeah.
that was
Yeah,
my
yeah.
favorite play of the day.
So couldn't help on old number 55. He's in the game, and the face mask call on the Chargers. Live as it's happening, I'm telling my entire section, I'm like, it's holding on Adogu. It's holding on Adoku. And they're like, no, I think it's face mask. I was like, no, 55's in the game. It's got to be on him. So I'm glad that young man had a good game. I'm glad that the O-line bounced back.
The offensive line played great. They were one of my further ups, stock further
Yeah.
ups, because not only did they run block, they actually pass blocked really well.
Yep.
And there was one play early on where Trevor, I think it was on a play action, and Trevor had all day.
Right.
And the whole right side of there was beautiful. The whole, it was like a
Yeah.
wall, the Great Wall of China.
The
Nobody was getting through.
The
I was
Great
like,
Wall of Duval.
The quarterback run is one of the spotlight
yeah.
plays of the year. There's a hole big
Trevor-
enough in
You
there.
could drive a truck through that hole
We
We
straight
probably
up
could have
the
snapped at
center.
anybody on our team and walked it in there.
Yes.
Yeah, not many times you run Trevor straight up the
There-
gut.
with no trap, no
And there
puller,
was-
no wrapper.
there was
It was
no
just
issue.
Trevor.
Yeah.
And my man
Wasn't
was
touched. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
So that was beautiful to see. The O line played unbelievably well, and if we can, it's not gonna be like that every week. Nope. But if we can get 80% of that,
Hey,
it's 70%.
so
That would be unbelievable for this team.
The coach speak of the deal, what Liam Cohen is going to tell those guys today, or he's already told them today, or whatever, Wednesday when they go back to work, is don't ever say that we can't put 4 quarters together, that we can't do all the things, that we can't go a whole game without a punt. Like, you can't ask for better execution on either side of the ball. There was one pass completion where the whole place groaned.
Yeah.
There was very little pressure. He got flushed out of the pocket one time.
Yeah.
He made one bad throw. Everything else, it was stellar.
We thought going into it too, like, I guess we'll get to Trevor. So I think Trevor was my. Sorry, did you go your other stock up yet?
I can now.
Go on your other one. I'll circle back to Trevor.
It ties into a lot of what you're saying. He's not an offensive lineman, but he did a lot of offensive lineman's job, and that's number 80, our tight end,
the new guy.
Quentin Morris.
Yeah,
the new guy
has some killer blocks, man.
The new guy.
Killer blocks, and it ties into how sick the running game was, right? With some of these play calls, with the misdirections and the tosses, and they put him in motion. He comes around, he just gets a killer block. If you look at, I'm pretty sure he had was it Trevor's touchdown or one of Basil's touchdowns? He knocked, was it Bud Dupree?
No, that
took somebody out, man.
Gotta love that.
I don't know if I'm expecting
Tight end number 4, and he shows up and crushes it.
I think it was Baseball team, Doug,
Yeah.
on that toss counter play that they were running all day.
That's what it was.
You know who also had a great block on that was Cole Van Lin. He absolutely washed down Khalil Mack, and it was beautiful. See, but to your point though, we've been missing that. That's a big part of
Brenton Strange is excellent in the run
was
game blocking.
laying people out, and that's what we saw.
Now maybe if we
Morris.
found another blocker.
Yeah.
Oh my! The 2 tight end stuff, the personnel packages that creates, the advantages it makes in play calling, to where if we can throw the ball to Strange and we can throw it to Tim Patrick and those kinds of things. Now that just opens the playbook up for our play caller and for our quarterback to become more comfortable.
It all ties in together. It all goes hand in hand. If you've got more than one tight end that can put someone on their ass, man, it is so valuable.
He did get, that old you block, we'll throw it to you. And he got his one little catch.
Okay, so let's go to another. So we did 3. So let's go to our third or our 4th stock up. I'm going to talk about this guy because I've been dogging him all season, and he did come up pretty good. And I saw him on 4 plays not only get pressures but finally get the record, and that's Josh Hines-Allen.
Yep.
Josh Hines-Allen, again, this is the 3rd week we played a bad offensive line, and this time our defensive line showed up and made it look like they had a bad offensive line.
Yeah.
So Josh Hines-Allen, I'm going to single him out and say he had a great game.
Yeah.
I thought Trayvon had a great game.
Yeah.
I thought Eric Armstead had a great game.
BJ Green.
BJ Green, BJ Green and Danny Strigau were here at Strengths tonight, and
I'm all about it. Let's play those guys.
They played. So I saw Strigau in a bunch of plays.
So we got to give you your flowers, Connor.
Why is that?
Because you made a tweet that if we can't dominate this O-line, that we're not going to dominate anybody. And I said, bookmark, we'll see you on Monday.
Yeah.
And so congratulations, you put that out there. That's that good juju, and that worked out for you.
And I did retweet it, and I said, during the game when we were getting pressure, I retweeted and I said, I'll have to pull it up exactly what I said. But basically, I'm giving credit to him. I said, finally, at least they're getting busy. Stay in the game because they played unbelievable. And by the way, another tweet I had was about Dennis Gardeck playing on the edge more.
Yep. He got some pressure.
He was
unbelievable.
He was very much a harassment.
He played great. They
made the tackles have to work.
If you
healthy
notice,
scratch,
didn't play.
Healthy scratch.
First time this season.
They did what I asked. They
moved him inside.
They moved him inside, and they played Dennis Gardeck. I think basically what I asked for, which was all of Ogba's snaps and half of Smoots on the edge, if not all of them. So I couldn't. I was tickled pink watching that because I saw Gardeck all over Herbert, and I was really excited to see that.
Had a tackle for a loss.
We talked about this a little bit last week in understanding the rush lanes and what that looked like. And what you got to see a little bit of that is the couple times that Herbert scored it out and got free is where you lost your rush lanes. You lost your containment.
Yeah.
And what you see, when you watch really good teams that rush a passer, the inside guys benefit from the outside guys being immensely fast, immensely quick around the corner, cutting the edge. BJ Green was an absolute nightmare in the preseason, destroying everything he got a chance to play in. You saw him have a glimpse,
We want to
or
talk
just a
about the roughing the
small
passer call.
glimpse of rushing the passer and what it should look like and how it affected all the other schemes of blocking.
And how long's BJ Green been in the league?
I believe this is his
He's
first year.
Undrafted rookie. How great is that,
Didn't he
man?
play in the CFL? I want to say he was a CFL guy.
I'm not sure.
Hey.
I knew he was from Colorado. That's all I really know about him. But here's the good
Undersized, super fast.
Here's the good news. What do most great defenses in this league have?
Quality secondary and outstanding pass rush.
They have waves and waves
Pass
of
rush
pass
depth.
rushers.
Pass rush depth.
The
From
Eagles have
every angle.
37 D linemen they
Yeah.
dress every week, and all of them were first round draft picks.
They've got the last 4 years of University of Georgia lined up at D line.
The Eagle Dogs.
Listen, we're not going to play the Chargers every week.
No.
So don't get used to it.
Darn it.
Right.
However, if they could at least keep some of this momentum, like this team needed not only a bounce back game, but just a confidence game for them.
Yes.
If they beat a good opponent, and their good players play good.
The
And
depth guys.
the
The depth guys showed up,
I think
man.
one of the biggest, things too was the unsung heroes in this game. We just talked about BJ, talked about Strigal, we talked about
Morris,
Tram
under the radar kind of guys.
I mean, even like Yasir Abdullah on special teams, like
tackles.
he can make every single tackle.
He looked like a laser running down.
Yeah.
So like when we're injured, we're still having. I think that's part of the culture,
Growth,
and I think that's part of the structure of this team now. This organization is, hey, next man up. Everybody, it's the team effort where everybody's involved. It doesn't matter who you are, and I think the intensity they played with was really my favorite part of the day. It showed up like they were playing the first 4 games of the season when they were on that tear. They were playing with such like pissed off energy, like Liam talked about, and that was my favorite part to see during the day.
I think that the subheading or the product of this quality outing is you got to see guys like Wyatt Mullen finally get in the game and get to play without any pressure. He got to go in and run the base running plays. He got to go execute the simple part of the offense and get his feet wet. And so whatever he's been dealing with, whatever things haven't been going his way, well, now maybe he's got a little bit of confidence. Now maybe he saw how fast it was, how slow it could be. Now he gets a chance to hopefully start getting some quality opportunity and quality reps.
100%. Let's give one more stock up. So my last stock up is going to be Travis Etienne. Good news for Travis Etienne is I would definitely re-sign him. Even though Bayshaw showed up in a big way on Sunday, I think having a player like Etienne going maybe on a short-term deal, 2 to 3 years, like I think that'd be perfect for him. He's your best offensive player in this type of offense, especially if you're going to run the ball a ton. You want a player like him, and I think we've been doing this for this week 11, but we had about 10 weeks, right? He's been in almost every single stock up this season.
Yeah. Has he had a bad game?
He's eclipsed 700 yards, and we played 10 or 6-4, so he's 70 yards a game. However you want to shake it.
Yeah.
That's.
And we could honestly run it more. Like I think going down,
I'm all for it.
he could double that in these last seven weeks, because I don't think if we run the ball like we did yesterday, it's gonna be hard for people to beat us. And I think that's really we'll talk about Trevor here in a minute too, but I think that's the key to success. You want to keep, your defense isn't
time of possession,
right? So you want to keep the time possession. You want to win that every single game.
Mm-hmm.
You want to move the chains.
If you can run the ball, you create play action. And that's
great
what,
play action.
honestly, that's what Trevor Lawrence is best
Which
at,
we have to shout out the touchdown to Tim Patrick. How beautiful that was.
Another unsung hero we were talking before.
So the whole game set that play up.
That was a great play call.
You look at play time or play chart, how many plays he played. Tim Patrick was up 700% over the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So he's blocking, he's learning the offense, he's done something to earn the coach's trust.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that means the odd guy out right now is DeWan Brown.
Diami, it's okay. I like Diami in theory.
Yeah.
He's played himself unfortunately outside of a role, but also I think it's also just as much as Tim Patrick and these other guys played themselves into more of a role.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I wouldn't like throw too much shade at him, but I would just say maybe like Tim Patrick and obviously getting Jacoby and stuff like that. I think Parker obviously has had a great season so far. Like,
Yeah.
it's just there's not enough football to go around,
It's
even
just
though
the
there's
odd
some
man out.
injuries.
You run it 47 times, you're only going to throw it 20 times.
That's the other
That's
thing.
usually how it goes.
That's the other thing.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. So let's move on though. Let's talk about Trevor.
One throw.
Yeah.
I think Coach Cohen unfortunately put him in one bad spot. He shouldn't have threw it on fourth down. That was knocked down. That was called a fumble originally and then reviewed. Those are the only two. If you could give, if you were to say, "Oh, what didn't you like about the game?" For me, it was they didn't kick the field goal in the first quarter.
I was just gonna say that.
That's one. The interception by Trevor, unfortunately, it left his hand. It wasn't good out of his hand.
It was just
It
bad
was the worst
placement.
throw he had all
You could
day.
tell he was very hesitant. Like Cohen talked to him about cutting it loose this week.
Yeah.
Hey, right out the gate, he was not cutting it loose. He
So-
was doing the polar opposite.
So I'm going to
Yeah.
challenge you guys to go back and watch the 22, and I want you to watch the Pats. Okay, an old coaching, whatever, a misnomer or a discredit to the quarterback position is you watch guys that pat.
Mhm. Yeah.
Trevor
The
is
double
at
pat.
that point to where when he's having to think or he's really unsure about where he wants to go with the ball, he pats. When he
Mhm.
doesn't pat, it's out.
Mhm.
He patted on the interception, fluttered out of his hand. It was inside miss. It was a pick.
Yeah.
And he'll be the first person to say that can't happen. Can't do that. Same play, second quarter, third quarter, whenever it was, Jacoby Myers, Parker Washington both got them. And they were absolute bullets and perfect and on the money.
Yeah, and I
He
thought,
absolutely had some bullets.
and I thought it was a dog shit decision by Trevor too on the fourth down where they went for it. I don't know why he didn't go immediately to Parker. I saw the outside corner there, and he was in his head thinking that he was going to get picked off. But if he just anticipated Parker breaking that, like it was a pretty. I mean, it's easy for me to say. I thought it was an easy throw for him to make.
Yeah, and, it's one of those things. Hindsight being 2020, he's watching film,
Like he knows that
and
too.
and I guarantee the wristband thing. This was an intent to get him to settle down. This was an intent to get him to feel good. I'm still on this page of what is Trevor Lawrence's favorite play, and right now, it's got to be the deep slant or the deep end, whatever you want to call it, for Jacoby Myers. And
Yeah, I think he's even better on the outside though.
his
he threw the
interception,
mean out
right.
route, man.
So, but he can do that.
Yeah.
And he has shown us against the Chiefs, against other people,
Yeah.
that he can throw the out route with the best of them.
Yeah.
Now,
Corners.
let's put it together. Let's put the package together. Let's complete some other pieces to make that even easier. I think that's one of my only pet peeves with our offense right now. You watch other people, and they do a great job of scheming to get one-on-one opportunities, and they get one-on-one people being open. We did that. Trevor Lawrence missed a touchdown on the throwback to the tight end.
Yes.
So
Some more.
that sucks. No, I didn't watch that play.
I'm
He had some pressure in his face.
In real time,
Had to
I was
adjust.
very upset with Trevor.
Right.
And when I watched back, I'm not upset with him.
Okay.
So Johnny Munt was supposed to block the guy and absolutely had his guy spun around multiple times. Like Trevor had, yes, I think he has the arm talent to make that play.
Yes.
On his back foot.
On his back foot,
figure it out.
It was one of those things where immediately out of the play action, the guy's in his face.
Right.
Yeah.
So
He was never comfortable.
the tight end leak was obviously wide open with Morris.
It was beautiful.
But like,
It's coming right to me. I was like,
Oh, man.
bummer.
it would have been a great play if Trevor made it, but I don't think necessarily can keep with that against him. I do think more elite quarterbacks in the league do make that play.
Yeah.
But that's a very difficult play to make, and it looked worse in real time than if you go back and look. Like the pressure's in his face immediately. He's on his back foot. He's throwing it, and he
Just
could
to
have made
get
it.
there.
How wide open it was, but he just didn't.
Yeah.
And we talked about this in, I don't know, whatever, the week after, who do we beat? No, this was against the Seahawks where they got him on screen and go. And BTJ is so loud.
Oh, yeah.
Those are the
Beautiful.
things that as you assess an offense and you want to give check marks or you want to give kudos to the coaches. They got him to do this defensively. It led to this guy being wide open. Our quarterback throws a great ball. It's a touchdown. Right now, we got a couple of those. And I feel like that was something that we fought over and over again with. Coach Peterson and that staff is that we never seem to have those moments. So hopefully, as everybody's getting a little more comfortable and as everybody's starting to really get a grasp of who they are and what they are in this offense, we're going to start seeing some guys running wide open.
Yeah, that's why I said about getting out healthy. Like once we get these guys back, it should be again on paper. We've been saying this all year, but once they get this offense down and mentally, I think physically they'll be able to show up. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Are you okay with Trevor being a game manager?
I am completely fine with that because here's the thing. He can play conservative all game, and if the run game is moving and he's got just decent protection, he can make some throws that will wow you. He's not going to make the amazing throws every play.
Yeah.
We can't rely on him to be the whole offense because, like we've talked about on this show, that roller coaster gets a little too dangerous too quick. So we know he can make some killer throws. So let's get him comfortable. Let's get him half decent protection. Let's get the run game going. He's going to make some sniper shots when we need them, and he's going to use his legs when we need them. He can manage the hell out of a game, and I am fine with that. I don't care how you win. I don't care how many passing yards you have.
Yeah.
Limit your interceptions. If you get one, that one interception was his one bad play of the game. One bad throw. Like he doesn't have to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like manage that game, keep the ball moving, don't turn it over too much, don't get too crazy. I am fine with that, man. I would love to see it. I don't care if he's got 175 passing yards and 2 touchdowns every game. As long as we are winning, worth it.
I think everybody gets way too tied up in how much money is.
I don't care. We're not paying that bill.
The position is what it is.
You have to put it to a side.
Yeah.
They have no choice. And not just the Jaguars. Every franchise has no choice but to pay these guys if they show any flash. I talked to somebody on Twitter about this. Because they were bitching about Trevor getting paid in his second year. And I go, okay, let's go back and look. Revisionist history.
Yeah.
They paid him because in his second year after Urban Meyer, he had in that second half of the season, he had MVP statistics.
Uh-huh.
He had all those comebacks, so he showed you he's a
game-winning drives with laser throws. Yes.
He won a playoff game.
Yep.
You guys are just putting peanut butter on bread for me right now.
He went toe-to-toe with Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City, one of the hardest places to play. And honestly, drops-wise, Agnew's drop.
Yep.
They could have won that game.
Could have been a different.
We were right there with him.
And everybody after that game, every GM and owner in the league after the game would have paid Trevor Lawrence an extension.
Yes, because
so to piggyback on all that, the next year he's 8-3 to open the season.
Yeah,
he said 14-6. 14 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. He said everything he can put on Sunday Night Football, and we lose how many? We lose 5 out of the last 6.
To your point, though, he has 2 season-ending injuries back-to-back years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then now you throw in an extra offensive system.
A fourth head coach. All right. So here's what I'm going to get.
And he just turned 26.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's even more icy. Now we got peanut butter and icy. We're killing it right now. All right. So hear me out. I've been talking about this since the day we drafted him. He is somewhere between John Elway and Peyton Manning. You guys need to figure that out. He's never going to be Peyton Manning statistically. He doesn't play with Hall of Famers. He's not going to throw for 72,000 yards. It's not going to happen. John Elway finished with 300 touchdowns and 226 interceptions.
Yeah, but it was a different NFL.
Okay.
It was
a different NFL.
But John Elway made his money and became the quarterback people love because in the fourth quarter, he could have been horrible the whole game. And then all of a sudden, in the fourth quarter, here he comes.
Yeah, Trevor has that baked into it.
There you go.
That's where I'm at, is that he can
manage
be
the first three and a half quarters.
Don't lose the game for us
hands
in the first 3 quarters. Give us a chance to win the game in the fourth quarter because you're talented, because now you know what they're going to do on defense. And our guys know that you're going to get them the ball where it matters most. Yeah. You've seen him execute against Baltimore, against Dallas, against the Chiefs, against the Raiders, against the list keeps going.
Chargers in the playoffs.
Yeah,
he can do it.
There's not a time
he can
that
flat out do it.
remember that he's ever, when you needed him the most in crunch time.
Right. Yeah.
So it's not that. You know what I mean? And I think what we just said though, like if the first 3.5 quarters, if you can make sure it's for me, I think it's just decision making.
If it's a one possession game, you got a shot.
Yeah,
Always.
Exactly.
Especially with
I think
Cam
everybody
Little.
just needs to come to the realization he's not John Elway, he's not Peyton Manning. Even though I understand what you're trying to say, but I think that's so soaked into everybody's head where they're like, he's got it.
Generational.
He's got to be Joe Burrow. He's got to be Patrick Mahomes. He's got to be Josh Allen. Even Herbert. Like I think him and Herbert.
Oh, three, buddy. Three barbecue. No more Herbert talk. Garbage. Thanks for playing.
Yep.
He could be great against everybody else, but he's not great against us. So what do we need him for?
Yeah, but I'm okay with him being a game manager if we win, and
Of course.
I have no problem doing that. I think it's just the identity of the team, and what we've all said when you need him the most at the end, he'll win the game.
The last piece for John Elway that I want you guys to understand is yes, he went to 5 Super Bowls. Yes, he won the last 2. But on those last 2, it was the first time in his career he played with Hall of Fame teammates. Yeah. Okay. There was defensive players early on in his career that ended up in the Hall of Fame. But the offensive Hall of Famers that he played with, Shannon Sharp, Terrell Davis, Rod Smith, on one hand, he's not in the Hall of Fame. He's in their Hall of Fame, the Broncos Hall of Fame. Those are the guys he had at the end. So his only season, he had one in his 18-year career of 90-plus quarterback rating on the old system, not the new system, to where
how's that different?
So that's what's getting at. Trevor's already had 2 of them. He's had 2 seasons. He's had 190 and an 88. He's had a season with more touchdown passes already and more yards.
So it's harder now than it was.
It's different. It's different than it was then. He just did not have the weapons early on in his career to be the statistical anomaly that Dan Marino was, that Jim Kelly was, that all of these people were. Trevor doesn't have those people either right now. Okay, the best offensive player that he's played with, it's debatable all the way around. One person can say one. There you go. Ridley, like one season, no way. Is Kirk his number one? Is his favorite? Is Zay Jones his favorite? All those kind of things. Right now, BTJ should be the guy. He's not.
For whatever reason, BTJ's going through something, and now he's hurt. So he hasn't been the guy.
He's not the guy.
Right. He still doesn't have
Trevor
that dog.
hasn't had a star to play with.
Yeah, I don't think you need a star. Like, you could go back and look at a lot of these wide receivers that played with Hall of Fame quarterbacks and say, yeah, they had stars, they had weapons.
Is Patty Mahomes the best quarterback in the league because he has Travis Kelce, or is Travis Kelce the best tight end in the league because he has Patrick Mahomes? Okay.
I think it's pretty. I think I go to Mahomes and I go to Brady, and I think, all right, and that's again, those are the 2 best of all time, guys.
Right?
So that's you also have to clarify what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like Mahomes and Brady didn't really need a lot around them. They could make chicken salad out of chicken shit. Or whatever.
You got it right. There's coaches applauding you right now. You got it done.
You could throw anybody out there. Like I think
Brady didn't have a good receiver until Moss. I mean, Deion Branch was decent.
You can make a case.
Trust me, I think towards the end with Gronk.
There you go.
You get Gronk the best tight end of all time.
But also you think too, like, what do you need undrafted, wide receivers like Julian Edelman?
Deion Branch is a Super Bowl MVP.
Pro Bowler. I mean, borderline Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
There's multiple Hall of Famers on that defense, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Those first 3 titles with Brady, you can easily say they were not lost on offense.
Yeah.
And his kicker, who's also going to be a Hall of Famer, was available to make plays after he drove them within X amount of yards to allow Vinatieri to get field goals.
Yeah, but I think what I'm trying to get at is there's a select few in that we'll call these guys elite. Aaron Rodgers when he was on the top of this game. Kind of label Josh Allen, in that same category. Yeah. I think Manning kind of made a lot of things work. You know what I mean? So there's several guys that I think made other guys better, and I think Trevor is probably dependent more on good talent around him. I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback. I just think.
So you're ready?
I think he just needs.
2 things can be true. He can elevate talent, and also be too inconsistent to be considered.
You ready for this stat buster? This is probably going to make you mad or make you sick. Zay Jones, Christian Kirk, Evan Ingram, and technically BTJ,
career year. Well,
all career years.
Yeah.
not BT.
Well,
Mac
yes,
Jones.
Mac Jones, but Trevor, if doesn't get hurt, that's the guy throwing the ball.
Yeah.
All of those guys, they've had their best seasons with a portion of Trevor Lawrence.
That's
Yeah.
definitely saying something for Kirk and Ingram.
Marvin Jones
And
just
Marvin
missed his
Jones.
career year with us because he had a stellar year with the Bengals early on in his career.
Yeah. He's older. A
But
little
yeah,
bit.
I think people are too hard on Trevor. Or do you think they're not hard enough on Trevor?
I think they're too hard. I think the expectation was so high and through the roof.
Yeah.
Because Jacksonville has never had an elite quarterback. Not a shot Mark Brunell or anybody else who's played for us. When I say elite, I mean the guy that's going to be on the cover of everything.
Brunell was up there for a minute, but he had Jimmy Smith,
there you
Keenan
go.
McCardell, Fred Taylor.
There's a day, hopefully very soon, that we're going to call Jimmy Smith a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the next piece of the puzzle. You look at Brunell, how he has every stat and all these pieces for us.
Yeah.
But at one point, you're going to look and say Tony Vaselli's in the Hall of Fame, Jimmy Smith's in the Hall of Fame, Tom Coughlin's in the Hall of Fame,
I get
Fred
you.
Taylor. That's where we're heading. Yeah. Now, I hope when it's all said and done, again, I'm going to die on this hill, and I don't care, is that he's going to finish in front of John Elway and behind Peyton Manning in his career. I hope one of those is a Super Bowl ring or 2 Super Bowl appearances. But even if you take his stats, his current trajectory, this is what he's over the first 5 seasons. You give him a 10-year average.
Mm-hmm.
He ends up with more yards, 3 less touchdowns, and less interceptions.
Yeah. Wow. I give Trevor a longer leash than most people, but I see his. I think some of these things, it's like, what can he actually improve on? Like, is his inaccuracy?
It's literally just consistency, because he can be so pinpoint accurate, and then he can throw some crazy shit, and you're like, what the hell was that?
I think Coleman's got to really make sure, like, I think decision making for Trevor too. Like,
those goes hand in hand.
Here's probably a good question with Trevor. What do you think is a bigger concern, his decision making or
decision making?
So for me, it's decision making.
Yeah,
he's got to be 100%. He's 100%. He lets it rip, as they like to say. He's outstanding. There were 3 throws yesterday that you were like, that's our guy. That's our guy. But at the same time, there was 3 more that you were like, what are you doing? Hats off to Austin Lane. The Trevor experience continues to happen. That's what that is. And
I wonder what the
consistency of coaching is going to alleviate some of those.
Liam will be here for a long time, I believe.
Think about it like this: OTAs, all the opportunities are going to have to be in the film room. Knowing he's under contract, all these pieces are going to lead to an offense that is built for 16 with the people that they add, subtract, all those kind of things are only going to make it better.
Right. I feel you. Let's get into. Is there anything else on this game specifically you guys want to talk about?
Hats off to our all-time sack leader.
Yeah.
Go over Josh Hines Allen again. Yeah, I thought the defensive line, but I think Josh really showed out in this game. So
I think
hats off to him.
The culture piece. One more thing about the culture piece, and you kind of briefly touched on this. Watching our pros, our guys that are our best players, celebrate the young players that don't get to play a ton. That go to practice every day, do all the work, and do all the grub work that people have no idea about.
Mm-hmm.
To watch them get their moment in the fourth quarter, to rush a pass, to do those kind of things. Hats off.
And those are the kind of players that are going to help you make the playoff push, that are going to help you hang in there when everybody's injured.
This feels like great to what I wanted to get to last few things. So, where do you think this team is going to be going? Towards the rest of the season. So, here's my question: Are they more like the beginning of the season, or the last few games, minus the Charger game? Are they like we talk about consistency so much on the show, but like, where do you think they're gonna lean? Are they gonna lean more like they played last week or the first handful of games, or are they gonna lean towards the Rams, Seattle? The end of the Texans game. How do you guys see it?
All right, so I'm going to say this, and this is Coach Speak 101. You can play great for 3 quarters and then be awful for 3 quarters. And we played as bad as we've played all year in that fourth quarter against the Texans. But if you take the first 3 quarters and you take the 4 quarters against the Chargers, find 7 quarters better for the Jaguars. Hindsight, of course.
The last several
That's
years,
what we
honestly.
said. If we take out that Texans fourth quarter, we played
We're-
our best football.
We're playing great. So it is a mental game, whether people believe it or not. I'm not going to compare it to the hitting streaks of baseball and those kind of things, that mental approach. But success breeds success.
Yes.
And right now, the defense feels good about themselves. The offense feels good about themselves. They know they can run the football. They know they have interchangeable pieces. They're going to get healthier as the next couple weeks come along. And they're staring at who? Arizona, Tennessee, and then home for the Colts.
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't remember, the last time the Colts beat the Jaguars in Jacksonville, Connor, I don't think you had kids. I might have been in high school. So
It's been a while.
Those kind of things are important in the NFL and can be tagged on and added on to.
Yeah. I think this last week was the most important game of the season. We'll look back on it. My feeling is we'll look back on it and say that was a turning point.
Yeah.
We're going to say, whatever we do for the rest of this year, I do think we're going to make the playoffs.
Yes.
I think we have an opportunity to win the division.
Yes.
The Colts have been playing well, but I've seen some chinks in their armor too.
Yeah.
They're not good on defense.
If we get healthy, for me personally,
that's a huge factor.
In my opinion, if we get healthy, and we don't shoot ourselves in the foot,
There it is.
we should win the division, guys.
We have the opportunity.
We can do it.
We have the shot. We have a shot at winning the division.
The best thing about football, and this is at all levels, is controlling your own destiny.
Yep.
And right now, every game that's in front of them is a possible win. There's not one game left on their schedule that they're like, we're probably not going to win that one.
Well, that's why it's
I'm
so
with
fun,
you.
and that's why it's so fun that we won this week too.
Yeah.
Because if we lost this week, I think everybody was like, okay, they're 5-5. We still might have a shot at
We
winning.
won more games this year, but we're just not ready.
So that's what makes it fun. Now we're in the hunt. We're still in the hunt. We're still alive. Everybody, the mindset everybody had going into this game was they're going to
find a way to win?
They're going to check out, and it's
We're going to lay down.
This is going to be the season, and September was cool. But I think this team is mentally there.
I'm with you. I am so excited. I mean, I that's exactly what I was going to say about this game, is it being a turning point. I think it was a big step for Liam as a head coach.
Yep.
Like I really just can't harp enough on how impressed I was with, because I think that it takes top-notch leadership to turn a team around from like, oh my God, we melted down, we embarrassed ourselves in the fourth quarter, to dominating the entire game.
Yeah. So what? That's really hard to do. So now you can't lay an egg against Cardinals.
Arizona.
Exactly. I think we keep
Can't lay an egg against the Titans.
Yeah.
No, and I think we keep the intensity. I think we play more consistent. I think the penalties will be limited. Like, I'm not saying we're going to have zero offensive penalties every game. That was amazing. Shout out. But if we, like, what do we keep saying? Cut the penalties in half, and you're winning more games.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what, like you said, every game on this left of the schedule is winnable. If you lose two, you're still in the playoffs.
There's a chance that the only game that we're not favored is the away game. Colts, the away game.
Oh, yeah.
Those are the only two, in my opinion, that are truly. So the Denver thing, you could look this up. They have not the Chiefs are the first team that they played with a
good
winning
team
record.
that they beat. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we have a good. It's.
I'll be there live in color. I'm going.
You going to Denver?
I'm going to Denver.
Nice. Let's talk about Arizona real quick, and we'll wrap on this.
Let's do it.
Has anybody watched much of Arizona this year?
Jacoby
little
Brissett
bit.
set an
Jacoby.
NFL record with the most completions last week.
47 completions?
That is correct.
They lost by, I think, 20 points.
I think the 49ers took him out back in, I think
They're down to their what?
I'm pretty
String
sure-
running
I'm
back?
pretty sure-
Jacoby Brissett, though.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure George Kittle caught every pass in the first two quarters, and he didn't play in the second half.
So I haven't watched much of them. I know their defense. I knew before the season started they're going to be a tougher out than most people think. Now they are 3-7 now.
Yeah,
They've had some meltdowns. Some embarrassing
they have
meltdowns.
lost their running back. Kyler Murray has been hurt. To Jacoby Brissett's credit, he has played well enough for them to be in ball games.
Right.
Jacoby always plays good.
They do not have offensive firepower.
No.
So did I see? So obviously they have Trey McBride, but
Yes,
did I see
he's
that
their best player on offense.
Marvin
Harrison Jr.
is out? Is that what?
I know he was hurt. I don't know what his status
is. But
even regardless of injury status, he has struggled this season. He's kind of in the same boat as Brian
slump is
Thomas Jr.
real,
Yeah,
guys. Like, it's not a.
He's had
it's
like
not
one
just a
good
fun talking
game.
point.
Yeah.
On defense, you got to give them a little bit of credit. They're pretty good. They're harassing people now. They did not show it last week, but everybody knows the 49ers.
Yeah,
will find your weakness and they will exploit it.
Yeah, they have Josh Sweat. They got that kid, Walter Nolan from Ole Miss.
Big
And
defensive lineman,
Baker,
outstanding player.
Buda Baker,
And then
safety.
the mayor is still there, causing mayor things.
I think they're
Mayor of
okay
Saxonville has
at
returned.
too. They got a rookie there from Michigan.
Solid.
Skipping his name, but
Will Johnson.
Listen, here's the issue. We just talked about it. All these games are winnable. It's
about us.
I really don't think it's about these guys anymore.
No,
I don't have any really. Not that I don't have any interest in talking about them. It's whether or not we're going to show up and play our best football.
If we pound the rock and we play good defense, we're going to be a tough out. Period.
And if we get healthy, that should put us over the top.
And you can honestly say that our special teams unit is one of the best in football.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I've
Hands
been
down.
Preaching it in the preseason. We had some missteps along the way, but I think it's still probably one of the best.
Our kicker is got the NFL record. Our punter is at one point, multiple points. He's highest
net average,
NFL history.
Punt return.
So punt return is Parker Washington, and
punt return and kickoff.
Has some great returns.
Coverage,
coverage is probably the one.
It's probably our least talented group.
I would say kick return.
They're getting better. I feel like our kick return is close. Like we've got.
That's even true too. Like we didn't do bad last week.
No, but Lane, Allen, all these guys. Tootin is on the kickoff return team. Like these guys are all contributing.
I swear, by the more, I sent out a handful of tweets.
You did ask for Allen to play defense.
Yeah.
And he was out there.
I asked for Rayon Lane to play more. I asked for who's the other guy?
Gardeck
on edge.
Yeah.
Ogba to get no snaps.
You think they're watching us?
Yeah.
Keep going, Connor. What else you got?
I'm hoping.
We've never seen Connor and Gladstone in the same room.
He wasn't Jackson Beach doing something, was he? He was up here the other day.
Yeah. Cool.
I'd like to hang out with James. I think that would be all right.
Yeah. So let's get on this, guys. Let's do predictions and we'll wrap. I need an offensive player of the game, a defensive player of the game, and a score prediction. Maybe I'm going to have to go first.
All right. I'm going to go Jags 31, Cardinals 14.
30 burger.
Offensive player of the game. I mean, we just mentioned it. He hasn't had a single bad game yet. This is an easy pick, ETN. Doesn't mean that there won't be plenty of other people that will flash, but I'm definitely going to call ETN to be our workhorse again.
Okay.
Defensive player of the game. We just mentioned Trey McBride is kind of like the heart of that offense. So one of our linebackers or safeties.
Right,
so I'm going to have to go with Devin Lloyd as our defensive player of the game. Agent Zero. He had a couple of good plays. Didn't take over the game, but he had some good tackles for a loss. I think it's a great opportunity for Devin Lloyd to show up and just and wreck some plays again. So that's my call for the game next week.
Coach, what are you thinking?
So I like us 28-7.
Oh.
I think defense just plays lights out again.
I can see that.
I feel like we're going to maintain ball control and do everything we can to run the football against these guys. But it's going to happen in the passing game, boys and girls. And Jacoby Myers is going to be player of the game. He is going to not have one, but 2 touchdowns.
I love that. I love that.
Coach Cohen and Trevor are going to find a way to make him look real valuable down on the goal line after we run it all the way down there. And we're going to find a way to go ahead and get it done 28-7. Jacoby Brissett's not going to have 47 completions.
No, he's not.
And we're going to harass him. And I like Josh Hines Allen on defense to be player of the game because his mentor is in the building. And I think we might see the swinging bat celebration in honor of the mayor.
I would love
Josh Hines
that.
Allen, which is by far and away my favorite segment.
That'd be awesome.
Do it, Josh.
I think for offense, for me, every time for the game prediction for me, having a hard time with this one. Not that I think that they're gonna lay an egg at all.
No.
It's similar to last. It's similar to last week where they really got to prove it to me.
100%.
Just show me this is the team.
Do it again. Do it again.
I don't think they're losing this game. I think they're winning 24-20. Just 20. Yeah, 24-20. I think it'll be closer than it should be, unfortunately, but I think they'll play good enough to win. It is on the road. It is on the West Coast still. I think
Not a problem.
defense will play well. I think maybe the Cardinals will get like a touchdown late. So I don't think it'll be as close as it looks on paper or in the
Like
box score.
it's 2-minute touchdown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do think the defense plays well. I have the defensive player being Dennis Gardeck, who's a former
That's your dog.
Cardinal.
That's your dog. We need Dennis on the show. We need to get Dennis out here.
Yeah.
I think Gardeck is gonna get a couple sacks in this game.
I love that.
What do you think? We should start Club 47. Everybody get a Gardeck jersey. We gotta get this man a sack.
I love Gardeck. Play him more.
Former Arizona Cardinal. So
Yeah.
this one might be important to him.
Offense, I'm having a tough time. You know what's weird? I like the Jacoby Myers one for some reason, and it doesn't make sense snap count wise. But I think LaQuinn Allen's gonna have a good game.
Tootin might be better. We might not be having the root and Tootin.
Like I think he's gonna get like a handful of catches, like a good amount of catches as like a third down back, and maybe a rushing touchdown, something weird like that.
Hey.
I think LaQuinn's gonna have a good game.
They keep putting him in at fullback. That creates an opportunity.
That belly play's coming. Trap's coming. I can feel it.
Right.
So,
That old school coach is
I
going
say
to
they win 24-20. They have a good game. We keep it going. 7-4, and then we'll keep this train going. Keep the 2-2 train going. So
just remember that.
Yeah, appreciate y'all coming out. Please like and subscribe. We have a lot of viewers on Twitter, which is awesome. Not as many on YouTube. So if you guys don't mind, if you do watch the show, if you care for us at all, if you can go there and like, subscribe, maybe even share, retweet this, that'd be awesome. But yeah, let's get a Duval and we'll get out of here. 1, 2, 3.
Duval. For you, Coach.